Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know that you can hear me. I'm going to wait for someone to tell me you can hear me before I continue. You should be able to hear me now. I have a list of okay. All right. Amanda, hello, Amanda. Okay, everyone can hear me. It does not matter. Let me tell you guys, tonight, I even, I have a list, and on the list, it has set up camera, lighting, and microphone. And I'm going through all the things because I'm trying to get more organized for things like when I go live and have a little bit more structure. Because if you don't know me in person, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants a lot. And that there's a benefit to that for a lot of things, but not for all things. So I'm trying to identify the things that flying by the seat of her pants does not benefit Jennifer, and kind of put in some structure there. So let me go back to say hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Live with One Crafty Sister. My name is Jennifer Hill, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in Gainesville, Florida. So if you are catching me on Facebook or YouTube, just drop a little comment to let me know that you're here, and let me know where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from. I always like to know where my followers are coming from. Maybe you're right here in the United States. Maybe you're across the pond. Maybe wherever you are. I like to know because that's really fun to know where you come from. So welcome. Tonight, I have 4 beautiful projects to share with you, featuring the lovely Garden DSP and the Thankful Garden Bundle. And I'll show that to you in just a minute. But I wanted to just talk about a couple things real quick before I got started, because today is a really big day in Stampin' Up! Land. Today is the first day of a new Stampin' Rewards system or program. So if you've been a Stampin' Up! Customer or demonstrator for a long time, we have had a host code and workshop orders for 30 years. And today is the first day of the next phase of our future. So host codes are gone, workshop orders are gone, but what we do have now are Stampin' Rewards, where it actually is much better for you as my customer. You actually get rewards for every order you place, as long as it's a minimum $20 order. So I'm excited because so many of my customers are going to earn rewards when they didn't before. So there's just a couple things you have to do to make sure that you earn rewards. Number one is you have to create a customer account on the Stampin' Up! Website. You can click in the links in my video description to go to my online store. If you don't already have an account, you'll want to create one, and it will have you opt in to the Stampin' Rewards program. And so what happens then is every time you place an order, they will be tracked. So when you place an order, you earn rewards to be cashed in on a future order. The cool thing is you can kind of collect them all and bank them and then use them when you want to use them on a bigger order, or you can use them little bits and pieces as you go. So you have control of that, which is super fun for you. And I'm excited for my customers to earn Stampin' Rewards. So that is number one. Number two, hold on just a second. I'm going to walk over here. Where are they? There they are. Okay. Today is the very last day to register for my April card class. So my card class, which is in person and can be shipped to you, is at kind of towards the end of every month. So April 26th, I think, last Saturday of the month is my in-person card class, and then it will be shipped out on April 28th, that next Monday, to anyone who registers for it to go. And we are using the notes, textured notes. Some really pretty cards here. Favorite. All right, that's all I'm showing you. Just a quick shot at that. There is a link to the class here in the video description for you to click on and see more information. And that class is closing tonight. So you can either register for one time, or you can subscribe to do the class every month. And when you do that, after 6 months, you will receive a special $25 product gift from me. So that's kind of fun, and you get a tiny bit of a discount on your card club also. So, okay, let's turn the camera down, and I'm going to show you this beautiful bundle that we're going to use and tell you about what's happening tonight. These are kind of the main things we're going to be using tonight. So we're going to be using the Thankful Garden bundle, the Lovely Garden DSP, the Faux Velvet Trim, and the Starburst Sequins. So these are kind of those 4 main products. So let me show you the bundle. The bundle has these 2 big graphic flowers. I love this hydrangea because it's beautiful. I had, I think it's a hydrangea, right? I had hydrangeas for my wedding flowers. The blooms were a little bit rounder than these, but this is beautiful. And then I'm not sure what kind of flower this is. Maybe someone knows. If you know what this is, I'm fairly certain that's a hydrangea. I mean, look at the paper. But if you know what this is, I'm curious. Tell me what this is. So it has these 2 big floral stamps, a small leaf stamp, and another single leaf stamp, and then some detail that you can use for the centers and some of the flowers, and some great sentiments. Thankful for you, my friend. Thankful for you, friend. You make a difference with love and thanks. Okay. The bundle also comes with dies that cut out the 2 larger flowers. It also has 2 floral stamps that cut out a single flower here, so you can kind of pop it up and have some dimension. And then also, I think this little cluster right here. And you will see that tonight. There's also a couple leaf dies so that you can cut these out. I actually excuse me, see 3 of those dies so that you can cut out extras of that. And then 2 of the single leaf dies, and then a couple dies that you use on their own. Whew, excuse me. I didn't bring water in here tonight. There's also a set of 5 masks. Let me pull these out in order to show you guys, because they are all a mess from using them this weekend. So my team actually made these cards this weekend and at our team meeting. So these are masks, and this bundle comes with 5 masks so that you can layer color onto your projects. So Stampin' Up! Has done something really cool with these. Is number 1, can you see that little number 1? They are numbered. So what that does is it helps you know the order in which you're going to use them, but also it lets you know that it's upright. You have it in the right direction. There's also this little tab here, or this little indentation, and I'm going to show you how to use that to help you get these aligned each time if you have a hard time figuring out which way these go. So here is number 1, and then there's number 2, number 3. I feel like I'm a little crooked compared to my desk here. So there's number 3. Number 4 is for the leaves, and number 5 is for the leaves. Okay. So we are going to use mostly, I think, number 1 and number 2. I think we use number 3 as well. We'll see. I don't know. I think we use all of them. I think we use all of them. So let me give you a quick peek at the cards and the paper. Oh, this is the Lovely Garden DSP. It is so pretty because it has these gorgeous flowers on the front, and I love the patterns on the B side. So here's some pretty yellow flowers, some black and white. I love black and white because it's so versatile. You can do so much with it. Some little subtle patterns, and I love like when you see these two together, it's so pretty. And I think, yeah, you'll see some of that together a little bit later. Some more black and white. So these are really pretty patterned papers. Now I have this cut down in 6x6, but this is actually a 12x12 patterned paper, and you get 12 double-sided sheets, so 2 each of 6 patterns for $12.50. So this is the number for that. And the bundle here in the US is $64.75. But remember, you get all these dies, you also get the stamps, and you get all of the masks. So that's also included in the bundle. Okay, so let me show you the cards we're going to make tonight. Let's see. I don't know which one we're going to start with. So these are the cards that we are going to make tonight. There's a couple techniques on here that are super fun. So I hope you guys will stay around and enjoy and watch. I think I'm going to start out with this one first. So let me get my supplies out here. And I am going to bring out my, let's get a better one, my mat, so that we can stamp on here. So we're going to first stamp this large hibiscus on this piece of cardstock. We are going to stamp with Tuxedo Black, our Memento Tuxedo Black. Let me adjust this some more. Just needing to get situated here. It doesn't seem... Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp this image, and I have it on the big block. It actually fits on the E block. I have it on, what is this, the F block? Where is it? Yeah, this is an F block. It fits on the E block, but I only have one E block at home, and I wanted to put all my stamps on blocks, so I used the E block for the other large flower. Okay, there is that one. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to blend some color on there. So I am going to start with mask number 1. And let's see. I am going to do a couple things. I'm just going to stick this down with a couple pieces of masking tape. And then I'm going to determine, well, actually, I need, in order to show you this, I need some grid paper down here. Let me pull out my grid paper. This will make it so much easier for you to see. Okay, so I'm going to use my centering lines here on my grid paper. Let's just do it this way. It's easier. No, I need to do it this way. I'm thinking this through. I didn't do this ahead of time to see how the logistics of this part would work. All right, so I've got the paper there. Now I'm going to see where, I think this goes like this. Oh. The first time you got to figure out where the heck it goes. Okay, I know where it goes, right there. Okay, so now I know I'm using the centering line here, and I have got this lined up, as you can see. Let's see, got it lined up. where I'm comfortable, right there. So I'm just going to take and add a piece of tape to hold that in place. And I am going to take some some Melon Mambo and some Blueberry Bushel ink, and I am going to do some blending. So I'm going to start out with some Blueberry Bushel right in the middle. So I have a small blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of do some blending. And with these, I like to start light, and you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So I'm putting 2 colors on the base. And you can kind of, each one of these will look different depending on how much shading you do. Okay. Now this doesn't matter because I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so but I'm going to take this up carefully. Oh, what I meant to show you, hold on, let me go back, is when it's lined up and you have it in place. This is helpful, Jennifer. Take a pencil and draw a line where that notch is, and that will help you know where to line each one up after that. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to take the next one, and now all I have to do is line up with that notch, and I should be close or right on it, so then you don't have to think as hard. Okay, I'll tape that one down. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm adding some more blue. I went in the wrong color there. And I am letting them mix because I want them to get some good different colors in here, some purples. Okay, so that's number 2. And then we're going to go to number 3, and we're going to line it up again. And go back and do the same thing. Come in with one color. And then come back in with the other. Okay. So now I need to do some coloring on the leaves. So we'll take number 4 for the leaves here. We've got this here. So for this one, I'm not as much worried about taping it down or like using the notch, but as you can see, I just laid it there because it's much easier to see where this fits, and it was right in the right spot. So now we're going to take some garden green, and we're just going to start with a little bit of color. And I just noticed that on the card, the leaves aren't done, but you know what? I want the leaves done. So this is not how it is on the sample card, but I'm okay with that. I was just like, leaves, they should be colored. but they weren't on the original. I had not colored them, but on this one I am. You can tell me which way you like it best when I show you them to compare them. So with the detail, I like to really get in there with the blending brush and get that nice and dark. Oh, look how pretty that is. See how pretty that is? I love all the pretty colors. All right, so we're going to cut this out and move forward on our card design. So I'm going to cut this out on the cut and emboss. Someone needs some new clear blocks. I mean clear plates, huh? They're pretty messy. Pretty messy. All right, that looks about right. Okay, so there is that beautiful image all cut out. And now we need, let me move these out of the way just for a second. We need to cut a piece of our designer series paper. So this one has this cute pattern on it. Now, if you are on my email list, I'm going to send you tomorrow the tutorial for all 4 of these cards with measurements, product numbers for everything, and a step-by-step tutorial plus the replay of this video. So don't worry about writing down any measurements, but you're going to cut a strip of this paper and we are going to adhere it to a piece of fresh freesia cardstock. And it's going to have just the tiniest of a border on the top and bottom. Okay. So I need to trim the end just a little. And then I'm going to add this to our card base. Oops. And that's going to go right about here. Okay. So we're leaving a little gap at the bottom. Right there. And then we are going to add this beautiful flower. So we are just adding this flat. It's really pretty. Right about there. And then we need some of the faux ribbon, the faux velvet ribbon trim. So let's see, I'm going to pull maybe about 10 inches off. We're going to kind of do a faux bow. Need a little bit more than that. But I need to stamp my sentiment, which I haven't done yet. So this is going to say, you make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that here. And a little piece of fresh freesia. Okay, so for the faux bow, I'm literally going to just kind of turn it so that it looks like it's folded, kind of like a little figure 8, but a little stretched out. And I'm going to add it here. I'm going to take just a piece of tear and tape because that's just, it's not going to be big enough. Never mind. It's going to, well, I can make it not show. You got to make sure if you do this that you put it at the same angle that you're going to put your sentiment. So if your bow is here and your sentiment is going to go this way, then you want it to go the same way so that you can cover it up. Okay, whoops. So then we're going to add some dimensionals here, but we're going to make sure that we don't put them where this is because we don't want it bulky there. So we're going to split the difference with our dimensionals and add that right about there. I'm going to go ahead and trim my ribbon just a little to finish off the edges. And then we need a little bit of bling, don't we? So I am going to take my sequins, which are where? Here's another thing I do every week when I start my live. I have everything here all nice and organized, and then I'm like, where did I set my sequins? Where did I set this? There's nothing here. But what I'm working on, there they are. They were under the paper, under my designer series paper. Do y'all do that? Do you lose things that you literally just saw? Like you just saw them and then you can't find them on your craft desk, even when your craft desk is clean. That's what I want to know. Does that happen to you? Are we cut from the same cloth? Ouch. Let's see. Do one. We're going to add some of these pretty sequins to it. Where do I want these? Okay. So there is card number 1. Here's the original with no green on the leaves, and here's with green on the leaves. Which way do you like better? Do you like it better with the green or without? Candy, you call your husband to help? I have asked David to help me find something. I have called him in here and said, okay, look at my desk. Not when I'm doing a live, but other times I'm like, look at my desk. Help me find this because it was just here. So, all right, there is card number 1. Now, that one took a little longer because it had all that work. Let's see. We are going to move on to, they all have some blending and coloring tonight though. So let's move on to this one, which is using one of my favorite sets of dies, the Nested Essentials. If you love those, add them to your collection. They are great. Now we are going to do a little stamping on 3 things. So let's go ahead and get those out here and get our stamping done. We are going to stamp 2 of these leaves We're going to stamp our sentiment. Our sentiment that says, thank you, friend, or thankful for you, friend. There. Okay. And then we're also going to stamp the hydrangea again, but we're only going to stamp the flowers because we don't need the whole thing. I'm going to kind of put this over at the edge so I don't. Okay. So we are going to color this again. I'm going to wipe off this. Since I'm not using any pink on this, I'm just going to wipe some of this off. It makes a mess. Okay. That should be good for this. Let's see, where did this one went? Right. Oh, this is not even the one I need. I need this one, which goes, if I had it this way last time, it goes like, where did it go? Ta-da. Okay. I'm just eyeing it instead of drawing and getting the grid paper out again. So for this, we are only going to need a small portion because we are only going to be cutting out these, I think there's like 3 of them. Which ones are they? These, those right there. Okay. So these are the 3 that we're going to cut out. So these are the only 3 I'm going to worry about coloring. So I'm going to take some, get the right ink out here. We're going to take some blueberry bushel. Oops, I bumped on a little bit. Huh, you need to tape your paper down, girls. Don't do what I did. It's fine. That is fine. And then we're going to go and do these. And we're going to go over with number 3. Okay. Those are the 3 that we needed. So now we're going to cut them out. And you'll see that we have just what we need. If I can remember how it went. I'm like, I know, maybe I cut the wrong ones. This is what, oh, I did. It's that one. Hold up. Let me color some more. See, I'm learning this for you so that you don't have to learn this yourself. And so I have to confess that one of my team members does the make and takes for our team meeting. So I had not done them. She had. And so this is my first time. We didn't do them the first time. Now you know my secret. Don't tell anyone, okay, guys? But it takes a village. It takes a village to get all the things done. So that's what teamwork is all about. All right, so now I can cut these out like so. And then we're also going to cut out at the same time these 2 leaves that luckily Stampin' Up! Gave us more than one die so that we can cut them out at the same time. Okay. All right. So we've got our leaves. We have our hydrangea, which turned out much darker than I had planned on it. But that is okay. And we are going to go ahead and put together our card. So we need to cut some designer series paper here. So we're going to take that beautiful pattern, this pattern, and cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to go ahead and adhere that to a piece of basic black cardstock. And then we're going to adhere this to the card front. Let's go ahead and fold our card front, our card base, and adhere this. Oops. All right. There. Okay, now we have our sentiment, but we want to put this faux bow behind our sentiment. So we're going to go ahead and pull off some ribbon again to create a little faux bow. We want this one to be kind of wide. Thinking that's probably good. Take a piece of tear and tape again. Now the other thing you can do if you wanted to is you can do a zigzag like so and just secure it in place, and it will resemble a faux bow. So now we're going to put this over the top, but we need, yeah, that's okay. Add some dimensionals. Almost done with this pretty card. a little further this way. Let's go ahead and trim these. And then we are going to attach these here to our label. We're going to use some mini glue dots. Keep these handy, always close at hand. Let's see here. Yep, that looks about right. I'm going to go ahead and add dimensionals, and we'll be about ready for some sequins. There you go. Let's add some sequins to this card. I feel like I want to give this a little more yellow because there's little pops of yellow on here. So we're going to add some of these cute yellow sequins. And now we kind of have some yellow on all sides of the card. All right, so there is card number 2. You can see with nice bold coloring versus more subtle coloring. So you can control when you make your card how you like it. If you like it more bold or if you like it more subtle. Cute card. Cute, cute card. Okay. Let's move on to card number 3. Did anyone know what this flower is? Because I still don't, and I would like to know what this flower is. So we are going to stamp this big flower and our sentiment. We're going to go ahead and do that. Let's get this out. So we're going to use Tuxedo Black again to stamp this one. I might have to Google search. I wonder if I Google image search if it would help me or if it would just point me to the Stampin' Up! Website. So Connie says that she loses things on her craft desk and then she finds it just under her nose. Oh, yeah. Been there, done that. Been there, done that, Miss Connie. And sometimes I lose something and it's stuck to the back of a card that I sent Miss Connie. Because that is a true story. That is a very true story. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring the grid paper back in. We are going to blend this flower, but we're also going to blend this. This is one of the leaves from the bundle, from the dies, and we're just going to give it a little bit of color by just adding some green. You just want to be careful. It's a little delicate. So I'm just kind of adding to the center like so. So you're just giving it a nice little detail. And now let's go to this one. So we're going to start, let's just start with the leaves since I have this one out. This one uses the other leaf. So let's go ahead and tape this down at a minimum, and we'll mark our line here. Make sure we're all lined up right. We're going to do just a light brushing of the garden green. Okay. And then we're going to go over with the detail one. So I'm going to line it up with my line that I drew over here. Okay. And I'm going to go a little darker. I think that's good though. That looks pretty. All right, now let's take our other dies and do our yellow flower. So we're going to start, I'm going to line it up here first, adjust as needed. And this one we're going to use crushed curry. Just going to start with a light dusting of it, a light blend. Even like that, that is pretty. And we're going to go to number 2. That's why you tape it down. Okay, and then last but not least, the detail. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. See that? Candy, yes, this is an online exclusive. So if you, here is the number 165534. You can find it there. Either that or the mini catalog. Now I can't remember. I think it's an online exclusive. But if you pull up in your online store 165534, you should be able to find it that way. All right, now we're going to cut this out and assemble this card. These cards have a lot of coloring, which they're not hard, but I didn't feel like it would serve you guys to do them, to not do them from start to finish for you, so you could see how this look comes together with the masks. So the coloring takes the longest. I could have had another one already ready to cut, but the cutting doesn't really take that long. It is the coloring that takes some time. Okay, so now we're going to cut a piece of patterned paper. This pattern here for a full card front. We're going to cut that to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Let's put this card together. I'm going to add this pretty paper. Now, I did something fun with this. I don't think I have it here. Do I have it here? It might be at my studio. I took this card for another card. I took this and I actually took Stampin' blends and I used a ruler and I drew other stripes on it to make a different type of pattern on here. And that was really fun. And you don't have to worry about it being straight per se, because the lines on here aren't straight. Okay, let me see if I can make sure I get this as straight as possible on here. That's pretty good. All right, we've got this from the Everyday Arches. Guys, the Everyday Arches has been so popular that as soon as they come back in stock, they sell out again. I'm not even joking. They are out of stock again until May 12th. From what I saw yesterday or Sunday, I checked Sunday before my team meeting, and they were not slated to be in until May 12th. I could not believe that, but they have been so popular, which I love them and I've been using them a lot. And I know a lot of my customers love them, and I'm sure you do too. Some of you are my customers, so I speak of you when I say these things. But they have been they're just such a good staple. So just keep your eyes peeled open. I'll definitely, if I see them come in stock before that, I will let everyone know via email or social media post. It just depends on if it happens while I'm at work during the day, which sometimes things happen and I can't be so fast to notify because I'm at work. Okay, so I'm going to put this on like that. So pretty. I love these flowers. We're going to just go ahead and attach that stem that we added a little color to with some blending. I'm just going to give it just a few places to stick it down. Oops, I don't mind if it's not stuck everywhere. Yeah, I broke it. I'm going to cover that piece up though, maybe. It's very, you have to be very gentle with it. Okay, we're going to add our sentiment. And then we're going to add some of those beautiful sequins. We're going to use that yellow again. I love the yellow sequins. They are just so pretty. Okay. There you go. Well, my sentiment is a little crooked. Let's fix that here. It's kind of stuck to my leaves. There we go. That's better. Okay. Oops, there is. So Candy, I definitely believe that this one is a hydrangea, but this one, I don't know what it is. What's going on here? Oh, I actually tore a leaf off. Look at that. That's why that's not sticking. There we go. All right. Card number 3. I love the yellow and the black and white. Really pretty. All right, we have one card left, and it might be the most fun because check out this cool technique. I learned yesterday from one of my team members that this is called a fault line card. Didn't know that. Didn't know what a fault line card was exactly, but we are going to create this cool look with the designer series paper, the patterned paper. But first we're going to stamp, and we're not going to actually blend this flower. We're going to color it 2 different ways. So let's see, we're going to use Stampin' Blends to color the flower part, and we're going to do like a little watercolor wash for the leaves. Okay, so for the flowers, we're going to take and just color these in with some bubble bath. The light, is this the light? Yeah, this is the light. So I'm just going to go and color the whole thing in. All right. So the only time I use the brush tip of these Stampin' Blends is when I'm coloring a big area like this. I'm just coloring broad strokes. Or when I'm splattering or speckling, I will use it. But most of the time I use the bullet tip. We are going to use the brush tip to draw some detail along the lines here. We're just going to follow some of the lines along the artwork. And what's cool about this is that the color will blend in as it dries. So you can kind of use where the artist drew lines and then just kind of add some more where you want. Okay. All right. So now for the leaves, we are going to take a water painter, and I'm going to take and just pull, I need a little more than that, some garden green here, and we are going to, we don't want, well, that, I'm going to use the smaller one. It has like hardly any water in it. Let me put some water in it real quick. I'm going to put it from one into the other. Okay, that should work. That should be enough. So just a little heads up on our water painters is our manufacturer quit making the water painters. I still ended up with the wrong tip. Here we go. And so we currently do not offer the water painters because our manufacturer quit making them. So Stampin' Up! Is working on a solution, but we don't know when that will come. So just bear with us, and one day hopefully we will have them again. So you're just going to take and pull some ink and do some simple brush coloring. And you don't want to saturate with too much water because this isn't watercolor paper, so it doesn't have a lot of absorbency, but it will take a little. Okay, so once you're done, if you want to take a tiny bit more and go in and add some more detail along the veins, you can just take and just draw some lines that kind of mimic the veins. Okay. And then I am just kind of cleaning my aqua brush off my water painter on a paper towel before I put it up to get the color out. All right, so now we are going to cut this out, and then we're going to do this cool fault line card. And this is our last card for the night. So I wanted to share with you guys, and it's in the video description of what my ordering special is. So as I shared at the beginning, we no longer have a host code, and some of the structure has changed, and now you earn rewards off of every order. So when you would place an order with me of a certain amount, I would give you guys an embellishment. But now you get the rewards when you place that order. So the way that my new ordering special will work, and this is the first week, and we're all trying to figure this out as we go. But when you place an order with me of $50 or more, I'll send you the kit to make all 4 cards, the paper pieces, and the ribbon for this one. So you'll get all the DSP needed and the cardstock and pieces to make all 4 of these cards, but you will need your own inks, your own stamps, your own masks. So you'll want to have that bundle, the Thankful Garden bundle, to be able to finish the projects. But you will receive that from me. Let's see here, which one are we using? We're going to use this pretty pattern and that pretty pattern here. Pretty sure that's it. Yep. Okay. So we are going to cut a piece of this. We're going to tear our card. We're going to rip up our paper in just a second. But first, we need to start by cutting our designer series paper. So we're cutting a full card front size, and you'll see why in just a second. And then the other piece is going to be cut to, let's see, and again, remember, I know you can't see what I'm cutting, oops, but I am going to email these out. So as long as you're on my email list, you'll get the color tutorial with all the info. Okay, so I'm going to start out. I am going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on here first. So this is the Thankful for You friend. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down here on the bottom. Let that dry for just a second. In the meantime, I am going to tear this piece of pattern paper. So I'm just going to take and tear it towards me. And I'm going to like not make it straight necessarily. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of take my bone folder and just going to kind of, maybe I'm going to use my scissors. Just want to kind of rough it up a little bit. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to tear my card front. So I'm going to tear about half of my card front off. So from right about here, I'm going to tear towards me. Like so. Okay. I'm going to kind of rough that piece up a little bit. And then I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to glue this piece down to the designer series paper. So I think I'm going to use liquid glue so I just have a little bit more give time. Oh, you know what? Hold on. First though, when we do this, we also have to have a piece of this. Let's see, I want the other one. Okay, so I'm just attaching, I needed to do that first, a piece of that torn DSP to the back before it goes down. I almost forgot that part. Okay, so we're going to make sure this is lined up with our base. Come on. It's a little slight tiny bit off. Okay. All right, so our card front, we'll trim that end off, the edge off, just to make sure. It's actually, this is a little short, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to tear off a piece of this. I'm going to turn it the other way and tear towards me. See if that is enough. Need a little more. I think that will be good. I think I want a little more. I want to show more of this pretty paper. Yeah, okay. So we're going to take and just rough that up, and then we're going to add this piece like so. So let's just add okay, so those two pieces are together like so. Let's do a little closer. And then you're going to add this to the bottom. I got a little glue there. Okay. And now we have our beautiful flower that we're going to add on dimensionals. I feel like I need a little something down here on the stem. Little something. See if that's not quite skinny enough. Just add that. Okay. These dimensional backs off and place this pretty flower. Right there, and then we need some of those pretty sequins. Oops. All right. I'll have to get that adhesive off when it dries, but there you go. There is the last card. What do you guys think? Let me pull out all of them. Okay. So here they all are. Here was our first card. And then we did this one. And then we did these two. Which one is your favorite? A, full hydrangea. B, partial hydrangea. C, yellow flower. Or D, pink flower. Tell me what your favorite is. And again, if you need those codes, these are the codes for the online store for the main items that you'll want to recreate these cards. And then just as a reminder, first of all, let's see. Oh, Evelyn likes D. Candy likes D. Karen likes D. All right, so far this one is the winner. Oh, Carol likes C. I love to see which ones you guys like. That's always fun. So just a couple reminders real quick. Let me flip back. Hello. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. We're a little later than we normally are. I try to stick to an hour, but with all this coloring, it took a little bit of a time, a little bit longer. But thank you guys for tuning in. And I tell you, the best thing you can do to say thank you to me is to like my videos, to follow me, to comment on the videos and share the videos with your friends. And that doesn't cost a penny. And so if you are another demonstrator and you just enjoy watching my videos, well, then I appreciate that you like and follow and comment. And if you're a customer and you think you have friends that might enjoy it, and if you're a demonstrator and you have friends that might like it, I love when you share my videos. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but Facebook is deleting videos, live videos, after 30 days. So these videos will live on YouTube, and I haven't decided if I'm going to just go live on YouTube in the future and not do live on Facebook. Right now, I'm just doing the same thing I've been doing, but just pay attention and we'll see what happens. So I will let you know if I change anything. But if you haven't followed me on YouTube, go over to YouTube. There's a link in the video description if you're on Facebook. Go over to YouTube and follow me there, just in case. Like, what if something happens and Facebook disappears and you're like, where do I watch Jennifer on Tuesday nights? You can go over there. Don't forget about the where's my words, Stampin Rewards changes that we talked about at the beginning of the video. I also sent out an email. If you're on my email list already today, you got an email about it. I posted on Facebook today. I will be back next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to work with next week. I haven't picked out my projects yet. So I'm going to pick out something fun and exciting for us next week. I've done some flowers, so maybe I'm going to do something that's not flowers. I might need to take a break from flowers. I might do something that's just really cute instead of really pretty. We'll see. And then one last shout out for this class, Textured Notes. Tonight is the deadline to register for that class. So there's an in-person version here in my studio in Gainesville, but you can also order it to be shipped to you anywhere in the United States. And that information is also linked in the video description. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for hanging out with me every Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. See you later. Bye.